I'm going to be ranking the best cards right now in NBA 2K23. My team, we have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 30 to 35 of the best cards right now in my team, like literally the top 35 cards in the game on one single tier list. But let me know in the comment section down below who are your guys' favorite cards in my team right now, and let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first card here is going to be Galaxy Anthony Davis, and surprisingly enough, I don't think he's the best power forward anymore. If you guys know, yesterday we did get a really good content drop with obviously the flash forwards, but looking at AD here, he's going to be a power forward center, 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's still super well rounded, going to be a good defender, you know, decently athletic. The one thing about this card I will say flaw wise, the biggest flaw about the card is probably going to be his jump shot. It has a huge hitch in it, and it definitely feels really slow sometimes. So overall, he's still a really good power forward and definitely an A tier card. I'm just not exactly sure if I can put him in the S tier category, which would be my top 5 cards in the game. Now, talking about Pink Diamond Lonzo Ball, I think he's going to go in the B tier category. I still think he's an amazing point guard, easily in the top 5, maybe even in the top 3. Like, you guys got to remember, these are all of the best cards in the game. So even if somebody's in B tier or C tier, they're still some of the best cards at their position. Just like a guy like Bam Adebayo, he's another really good power forward. He's just going to have to be in that B tier category, a little bit lower than a guy like Anthony Davis, because I don't think he's as good as a guy like AD, but he is a power forward, 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's going to give you some great all-around defense, 88 block, 91 interior defense, 88 perimeter, 88 lateral quickness with an 87 steal as well. And then you take a look at the defensive hops. He's got Hall of Fame rebound chaser, post lockdown, pogo stick, interceptor, clamps, brick wall, box out beast, and anchor as well. So some great Hall of Fame defensive badges, right? He's going to be good at finishing around the basket, 85 driving dunk, 90 standing dunk. And overall, I think Bam Adebayo is still a really good power forward, going to be in my B tier category. Now, the new Galaxy Russell, I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be a top 5 card. I want to keep him in A tier for now, but this Kazi card, let me tell you guys real quick, he is an absolute demigod and maybe the best shooting guard in the game. He's a 6'5" shooting guard with a 6'9" wingspan. I mean, these stats are super well rounded. He's got 12 Hall of Fame badges, amazing playmaking ones, quick first step, you know, clamp breaker, handles for days, hyper drive, killer combos, ankle breaker. And then animation wise, he's got the LaMelo Ball base, one of the best bases in the game, and he's got that on quick timing, and he does have the normal leaner as well. But that's not even the craziest thing. He's got the Kobe escape, and he's got the Chris Paul dribble style, one of the best dribble styles in the game. So Kazi Russell, easily a top 3 shooting guard in my team right now, and easily an A tier card as well. Now, Pink Diamond Harrison Barnes, I think is another really good card. Can I put him in the A tier category? I mean, maybe low A tier, but I'd say a fair spot is probably going to be in that B tier category. Our first S tier card, no doubt, is going to be Pink Diamond Tim Thomas. Now, with the drop we had yesterday, obviously the flash forward cards, we got a bunch of good names we'll talk about later in the video. It has made Tim Thomas a lot, I wouldn't say worse of a card, but the gap between Tim Thomas and the next best card isn't as big as it used to be before we got that drop, because we got some really good cards that we'll talk about later in the video. But I mean, Tim Thomas, easily still the best card in my team right now. He's a 6'10" small forward, great stats, great badges, and has one of the best jump shots in the game with some of the best dribble sigs as well. I don't think we're that far off though from getting a card that's super similar to a guy like Tim Thomas, but right now still going to be a top 5 card in my team. Now, Pink Diamond LeBron, I think is probably either going to be really high B tier or going to be really high B tier or low A tier. I think for now he'll probably be in the A tier category. Still one of the best small forwards in the game and gives you great all-around play. Galaxy Bob Nedelecki also going to be in that A tier category, maybe even S tier. I mean, he's one of the best power forwards in the game, probably between him and Dolph Shays. Like, I think both those guys are better than Anthony Davis and Tim Duncan as well. He's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. But once again, animations wise, this O-shape reset is such a good base and one of the best bases in my team right now. And then he also does have the MJ dribble style, the jump shots on quick, and he has the normal leaner as well. So I mean, for a power forward, he's gonna have some great defense. Like, look how many Hall of Fame defensive badges they gave this Bob Nedelecki card. Like, he's got a great jump shot, he plays great defense, and he's going to be good at going to the rim as well. So I mean, this card can pretty much do everything on the court at a very high level and easily going to be in the A tier category. Now, Luol Deng, I do think is going to be high B tier. Before this content drop with the flash forwards, I would say he's easily going to be in the A tier category, but now we got so many good shooting guards we'll talk about later in the video. Next card here is the free Galaxy Donovan Mitchell. I think he's still a really good point guard, very underrated, and I think he's one of the best offensive point guards in the game. But like I said, this is some of of the best cards in my team, so unfortunately he's gonna have to be in the B tier category. Same thing with guys like Carmelo Anthony, another really good card, very similar to a guy like LeBron. I just have LeBron a little bit better than a guy like Carmelo, but Carmelo still got one of the best jump shots in the game on quick timing as well, and then he's really good offensively and can hold his own on the defensive end. Dolph Schayes though, easily going to be in the A tier category. Some of these cards though will definitely be in the S tier category, and I think I'm going to throw Dolph. I think I will throw Dolph Schayes into the S tier category. I think he's a little bit better than a guy like Bob Nedelecki. He's only 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan, but he has honestly one of the fastest and one of the best jump shots in the game right now. They gave him the MJ dribble style as well. He's got the normal leaner, and for me, I just like him a little bit more than Bob Nedelecki. Now that's definitely a debate you can have between Dolph Schayes and Bob, but for me, I think Dolph is just going to be a little bit better, but definitely a very close debate between Bob Nedelecki and Dolph Schayes. Now Pink Diamond D-Rob is the best center in the game, but is he a top 5 card? I mean, most likely. I'll probably keep D-Rob in A tier for now because there's just so many elite cards we still have to talk about, but yeah, D-Rob easily going to be in the A tier category, probably still the best center. Dwight Howard I think is going to be in the B tier category. There's just going to be so many B tier cards that definitely deserve, you know, to maybe be in A tier, but they're all just super elite, just not on the same level as the cards in A tier. And now this might be really crazy to say, but I don't think Dr. J is a top 5 card in the game anymore, because I think it's very close between him and guys like Kazi Russell, Terry Dishinger, and even some other shooting guards as well, that I do think Dr. J is easily still an A tier card, one of the best shooting guards and cards in the game in general. But is he a top 5 card in my team? I guess we'll talk about that later in the video and see where we end up putting him. Now same thing with Pink Diamond Giannis. Like these 3 cards, right, Dr. J, Giannis, and D-Rob, if you asked me before the flash forwards drop, I would easily all have them as in the S tier category, being top 5 cards. But now I think Dolph Schayes might be better at the power forward position than a guy like Giannis. Same thing with Bob Nedelecki. I think he could be better than a guy like Giannis. So same thing with D-Rob. I will say D-Rob though, we didn't really get any good centers in the flash forward promo, so he's probably safe and probably will be moved up into the S tier category. But Dr. J, there's some really good shooting guards as well. Hakeem Olajuwon, I do believe is going to be our first C tier card. Now once again, I do want to say, I'm not saying Hakeem Olajuwon's a bad card at all. He's still a very good center and one of the best in the game, but I just think for this tier list, when we're talking about some of the best cards in my team, he's just gonna have to be in the C tier category. Now Shawn Kemp, I do believe is gonna be in the B tier category. A really good offensive point guard. He just came out yesterday. He is obviously the beyond level 40 for season 3. He's 6'10" with a 7'1" wingspan. I just would have liked to seen some more defensive stats and badges as well. I mean, he's got some good gold ones, I will say, but he's a great offensive power forward. He's got a pretty good jump shot, but like I said, this flash forward drops has a drop really changed everything about the game, because if these cards didn't come out, Dolph Schayes, Bob Nedelecki, I would most likely have Shawn Kemp maybe in the A tier category, but I do think he's very similar to a guy like Bam Adebayo. Same thing with Pink Diamond Kobe. I do believe he's going to be in the high B tier spot, one of the best cards in B tier, and maybe could be in the A tier category, but I think for now he's gonna have to be in the B tier spot. Also Kristaps, I think it's very similar to a guy like Hakeem, and I just want to get this out the way. I know people are not gonna like this, but I'm gonna go with Magic Johnson at C tier. Now I'm not saying he's a bad point guard at all. I think if you know how to use him and you're good with the card, he can definitely honestly be the best point guard in the game, and most likely A tier for a lot of people. Just for me, I'm not good with the card. I don't like using him. That's just personal preference and play style as well, but for most people he might be in the A tier category. Now this guy looks about Don Ole, or sorry, that's George Mikan. I thought that was Don Ole. I will talk about Don Ole with George Mikan as well. Don Ole might be the best point guard in the game. I think it's very close, because this man is an absolute demon. If we look at his stats here, he's a 6'3" point guard, 6'8" wingspan, has a really good player model in game as well. And then stats wise, besides the 80 driving dunk, which doesn't even seem like an 80, I was doing a gameplay with this card. I've been using him a lot recently, and he's amazing at going to the basket. Like, he plays way better than an 80 driving dunk, and then every other stat and badges wise is pretty much perfect. And then you go to the dribble 6 and the animation jump shot wise, he's got a great jump shot. The D Rose base Rudy Gay upper on quick is one of the best point guard jump shots in the game right now. He's got the MJ dribble style, and he does have the size up of Russell Westbrook. So he's going to move like Russ on the offensive end, going to be just as good as Russell going to the basket, or maybe not just as good as Russell going to the basket, but he's going to be really good at going to the basket. He can knock down threes and play some really good defense on the perimeter as well. So for me, probably the second or third best point guard in the game. I would say honestly number 2 right now, maybe even the best. Now talking about Galaxy MJ, is it crazy to say that he's in the C tier category? It might be, so I think I'm going to keep him in B tier. Obviously still a really good shooting guard, being a Galaxy Opal, and can do everything on the court at a very high level. Pink Diamond Penny Hardaway, I do believe as a card, I think he's going to be in the B tier category, But am I saying that Donald's a better point guard? I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to keep Penny Hardaway in the A tier category. I don't think I'm ready to say that Penny Hardaway is a worse point guard than Donald. So I think they're both going to be in the A tier category for now. This Cincinnati's power card I think is really, really elite. I think I'm going to keep him in the high B tier category for now. I'm just really not exactly sure about his jump shot. He has really good stats and badges and really good animations. Besides the jump shot, it is on very quick timing. It's just a Luka Doncic base, which is really weird pairing alongside the Carmelo Anthony upper. Like, you've got one of the slowest bases in Luka Doncic paired with one of the fastest uppers in Carmelo Anthony. So it's a really weird jump shot on very quick. Sometimes it feels super fast, sometimes it feels super slow. So I think for me, he's going to have to be in that high B tier spot. I think Kareem is probably also going to be in the B tier category. I think he's the second best center in the game, but I think as a card, I do think these cards are probably a little bit better. George Mikan, a really good power forward and center as well. Talking about Pink Diamond, Ricky Davis. Is it crazy to say in the C tier category? It might be, so I think it will go probably low B tier. I'm trying to see if there's any cards in B tier that I want to move down to C tier. I think Harrison Barnes, as much as he's an elite card, and I think Harrison Barnes is really good, I mean, but is he better than Carmelo Anthony? There's just so many good cards in my team. I think I'll maybe move for some cards around later in the video once we do kind of complete the tier list. I'm just going to rapid fire these last couple cards. I do think Shea is probably in the high B tier category, a very good point guard. For me though, Shaq, just like Magic Johnson, I'm really not good with this card. I'm still probably going to throw him in that B tier category though. I'm not good with this Shaq card. So I think if you guys are good with him, then he'll probably be in the A tier category. This Terry Dishinger, I do believe is going to be in the S tier category, but we'll talk about that more later in the video. And then Larry Bird, I think honestly is going to be in the B tier category. Tim Duncan, I do think is also going to be in B tier. And then, I mean, maybe Tim Duncan in A. Yeah, I would say Tim Duncan probably in A tier. And then Wayne Embry going to be in the B tier category as well. So guys, talking about the top cards in the game, the top 5 cards, I mean, this could be honestly anybody in the top 5. So let me know in the comment section down below, out of all of the cards in A tier, which 2 cards do you guys move up into the S tier category? I think for me, I really want to give it to D-Rob because I do believe he's the best center in the game. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, there we go. I got it fixed. But yeah, D-Rob, I do believe he's going to be in the S tier category. I mean, he's the best center in the game by a decent amount, a lot better than guys like Kareem and Shaq as well. I think I'm also going to move Kareem up into the A tier category. He's the second best center in the game. I feel like deserves to be in the A tier category. Now guys, for these next, I don't know, 10 to 12, 13 cards, I think anybody has a fair argument to be in the S tier category. I think for me though, I'm really leaning towards guys like Dr. J, because I do believe he's probably better than a guy like Kazi Russell, but Kazi Russell is so much better on the offensive end. So I don't really know who to give this to. I kind of want to go Kazi Russell because I think you could definitely argue him and Terry Dishinger to being the best shooting guards in the game. So honestly guys, I'm gonna say those are my top 5 cards in my team right now. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my best cards tier list, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.